Hello. Today's episode will focus on PTSD and trauma and how to translate it to the page. Spoiler warning, I may use some offensive languages and I might offend someone, but I don't mean to.
Your book has some very heavy elements of trauma in it. What qualifies you to write about PTSD?
Well, I've been deployed a handful of times and I've seen some things. I tried to use that and input it where I needed to. I really don't know how to explain it. I just become the character. I put them in a shit situation. I try to get them to dig themselves out of a hole. And I revise until it makes me feel the emotion. I want to be able to cry, laugh, feel something. And a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because if you can come back to something a month later and you feel that desperation, that joy, whatever it is you put in that character, you know you did a good job. So my military deployments have done that. 2 out of my 5 beta readers are soldiers who've been deployed, not including my wife, Leslie. How many times have you been deployed?
5.
All to one country?
Yes.
Where?
Iraq.
Okay. She got a special award for what she did. What did you do?
I managed all of the military post offices in Iraq.
That's an entire country. What'd you do? You got special writing somewhere?
I got awards and I got a coin from the command sergeant major of the Army.
What she's glossing over is she wrote a SOP for the postal system in Iraq, the standard operating procedure. And then she got an award from a man named Sergeant Major Daly. Now, I'm going to pause this for you to go look him up. You're going to need to probably change your pants too, because every girl I've known that's ever seen this guy said he was handsome and gorgeous. So I'll pause it. 4, 3, 2, 1. I should have never gone to American school. That's terrible. Are we back? Good. There you go. Hey, you changed into a dress. I like that right there. The blue shirt and that dress right there. Boom, banging. Awesome. So Sergeant Major Daly, probably the military's most handsome man, gave her a special award. And she's got some pretty cool photos. This one. See? Look at this. I'm a gargoyle. This guy is a living god. But to have an award from him is huge. Now, the reason why I say this is, and it's a sad fact, but in the military, women are still not treated really well. But you'd have to get deployed to understand why the minority make the majority look terrible. My wife... What's your next rank you're just about to get promoted?
Master Sergeant.
Master Sergeant. She's hitting her 20 years this month. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I met you. You were an E5. I told her I saw her great military future. She was getting out. I said, stay in. Just give it 6 more years. Look at you now.
And how do you feel living with PTSD has helped or hindered your writing?
I'd like to say it helped. I mean, I don't sleep worth a damn, very much at all, but it affords me a little extra time to write. It helps me, gratuitous tattoo shot, right there. Thank you. That wasn't staged at all. No. I think it's helped. Overall, I think it's helped. Because it gave me a life experience that I did not have before I ever, went to countries like Iraq. Some of our brothers and sisters don't exist to this day because PTSD overtook them. I'd like to put a personal out. If you're living with PTSD and you can't talk with somebody about it, you have to find a way to. Because if you don't, PTSD is a small fire that will consume you. Okay, you can write me, you can get a hold of me. I will spend all hours of the night talking with an individual. How many times do you think I've done that?
Oh, yeah, over a handful of times. Yep. Maybe even a dozen.
Some people I didn't know. They just knew one of my brothers or sisters, and they called up. They said, hey, man, I heard you chewed the same dirt with me in Abu Ghraib or Fallujah or Tikrit, and I just need someone to talk to now because I'm an inch away from the rope or whatever, and I'll spend all night with them, simply because I think every human life is greatly important, no matter who you are,
And that actually brings me to the next question.
Mm-hmm.
Is what would you say to somebody that has PTSD, whether you know them or not?
Well, look, I'm going to be. This is where I could offend somebody. The VA is going to tell you to get help. That you should do. You should be very careful about anything they prescribe to you. Okay? I used to have, what was it called? What kind of body style?
Cut.
Yeah, it was super cut.
The surfer body.
But I put my trust in a psychologist, and in 6 months, I got off what they put me on, which made it worse. And I went up 50 pounds, and now I fight super hard in the gym to put my body back in shape. But usually I got a much thinner face. So you got to be really careful. If somebody prescribes something to you, take a couple of days of research that. Don't be a sheep. But get your psychologist. This and that. Find somebody out there. Go to your local VA. Man, there's dozens of old timers out there who's been doing this 20, 30, 50 years. Have a beer.
Did the PTSD groups help you out?
Yeah, well, yeah, I did. We had guys from the Vietnam era all the way to that kid who got hurt in basic training. Still no clue why that kid was in there. He was a cocky little douchebag. And the groups are good. We don't get around just talking about print. We talk about our families. Okay? Nobody gives a shit about the war. How many times you want to hear me talk with my best friend Don about that one time? Or you remember this and how close and I can't believe you fell over it. Blah, 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 blah. The story gets old after 100 times. Only vets like to talk to vets about that. Civilians generally don't give a shit, Long story short, find somebody you can talk with, okay? Because you can turn all of that into something super positive. Okay? And I was lucky. I bumped into a great individual from the Vietnam era, and he just gave me this new outlook. And I really just picked myself up by my bootstraps.
Is there anything else about PTSD that you want to put out there for anybody who is listening?
If you write me, you contact me, I will talk with you. There's hundreds of us that are saying the same exact message. If you're suffering alone, it's because you don't really want help. And I don't mean to offend you, the individual, okay? But you can't tell me, I got nobody I can talk to, okay? I just fucking said, you can talk to me. You can talk to her. 5 deployments. 5 as a woman is unheard of, okay? Plenty of places you can talk for free. If you're giving a psychologist money, okay, let me key you in on this. It's a scam, okay? You give me $5.99 a minute, and I'm going to tell you whether you're fucking doing it right or doing it wrong. You're eating your Cocoa Pebbles with your left hand when you should be eating it with your right hand. And do you ever think of this? All they do is take what you say, and they flip it around and say it in a way of that you can understand what you just said. And you go like this, oh yeah, that's brilliant. You fucking said that. And now you're telling that guy he's brilliant for saying what you said? Okay? Get a hold of somebody who just sit there and will listen. And if you get with somebody like you can exchange stories. You can exchange this. Hell, you could have been bad PTSD from a car accident. It's all about talking. The only way you're going to keep the boogeyman away is to talk about it. Keeping it suppressed only gives it power.
And I believe that's all we have for today. If you like our content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below.
Ding.
And
is it ding right there?
Yes.
Am I touching your cleavage?
And you will get reminders of when we upload new content.
Yeah, because we're super excited.
Also, go ahead and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr.
Should I do it in slow motion? Stop saying Tumblr because I don't know what that is.
Okay.
House of Ribbons. We're going to keep you updated on that. I got a video, which was going to kind of give you a little...
When we get more of it back.
A little more of a cohesive synapse. Well, have a good night.